Hi, everyone. I'm Erika and I'm a board certified holistic nutritionist. Today, I am sharing with you the wisdom and experience of my dear friend Sandra Lee. She has an amazing background. She is a biofield tuner and she works with human design charts. I am going to let her explain what that is all about. It's quite a mystery and very powerful. So, Sandra, hi.
Hi, Erika.
Welcome. Good to
Thank
see
you so
you.
much.
So, please tell everyone what biofield tuning and human design work is.
Erika, I think you believe, like I do, that everything is energy.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I work with sound using a tuning fork and a hockey puck. I work with sound to work with your energy field. You've heard of the aura,
Hmm.
the field of energy that's
Right.
around you. So the aura is like the blueprint for what your body is and the blueprint for your experience of life. Working with that blueprint, that energy field, enables us to help shift what's going on in your body and your health, what's going on in your mental and emotional experience, what's going on with your success, what's going on with everything we can affect energetically.
Wow. Powerful. Very powerful. Would you like to tell us about what you do with human design charts? I was fascinated with them when I discovered what they were.
Human design provides a chart that's similar to an astrology chart. It's based on where the planets were at the time you were born. It gives you a chart that looks different. It's got a triangle on it. It's got a triangle with colored shapes. I didn't believe that the positions of the planets mattered because astrology hadn't done anything for me that made any sense for my life. So I was skeptical.
Right.
Other people run their life based on astrology, not me. And then I heard my teacher, Karen Parker, being interviewed on a telesummit. And I learned things about myself and my life that are practical and relevant even today, 12 years later. It's like, wow, the positions of the planets actually do matter. So I jumped into her training and I found that human design charts are so accurate about people, like crazy accurate. Looking at how I do human design and biofield tuning together, I'm working with this energy field, and I started seeing the human design chart laid over the energy field. They
Wow.
both are based on a structure associated with the chakras.
Can you explain what a chakra is?
Chakras are energy centers in the body. There's all these points in my body that have energy flowing through them. And you've heard of meridians. There's these flows of whole bunches of these energy points. The chakras are the energy points that go through the central line of the body. Those are what people commonly call chakras. You've probably heard of 7 chakras. Some people think there's more than 7 chakras,
Mm.
but really, this is just a way of modeling the energy field of the body. Many different systems in healing work with these chakras. The energies associated with the chakras are common to all people and common to the issues they struggle with in life. Here's a common example. A lot of people feel like they can't really be seen and heard for who they are.
Mhm.
This ability to express myself and be recognized and appreciated in the world, these are throat chakra energies. But this is not just my actual ability to communicate, but my ability to be recognized and appreciated and acknowledged for what I have done, both speaking and otherwise. This is a really common struggle for people. An area where that shows up in the energy field is the throat. In the human design chart, there's the throat chakra. So looking at these two systems together gives us access to working with both and helping them integrate together.
So it sounds like you're passionate about what you do because of your own discoveries around the use of energy healing. And can you expand more on why you're so passionate about what you do?
Ultimately, what really touches me is about connection,
Mhm.
establishing a connection with people and helping people feel like they're really seen, that they're really gotten. This started off with an experience that happened early in my childhood. I was 6 and I was sitting on the floor with a little spiral notebook, you know, those ones with the lines. I had one of those fat pencils in my hand and I was marking the times that I got in trouble.
Oh,
This happened so much that I actually recorded it. I had this callus on my finger from gripping so hard. I felt like I wasn't seen and heard for who I was. Everything I did and said was wrong. And I felt so disconnected.
sure.
This really made connecting with people a central thing in my life. You know, I remember being in high school and saying, I just want conversations that mean
Well,
something. It's all about connection. That brought me into doing healing work, the type of work where I could connect with people and help them feel like somebody sees them, somebody understands them, and to be able to help them understand themselves and feel empowered to be able to help themselves.
that's what I'm getting from this, that if someone works with you, they can expect to gain more courage and confidence from learning more about how their energy centers work. I know from doing my own human design chart with you that the chart teaches you in part what your purpose is and how you can most powerfully function in life as with your specific chart. And everyone's chart is different, of course. Would you say that's accurate?
Yes, it's amazing. One of the things that I love doing is I help people understand their daily life, the things that matter to them, the gifts that they have, as well as the challenges.
Mhm.
And to recognize that the things that I think are just kind of normal, this is what happens.
Right.
It's like, this is an expression of your purpose. This is an expression of why you are here. When I run somebody's human design chart, I like to tell them something significant about it that through my conversation with them shows me, oh, this will be something that is relevant to them. This thing happens where they feel like it's like, oh, you understand me. You see me in a way that nobody has ever seen me before.
And they see themselves differently than they've ever
Absolutely.
seen themselves.
I like describing it that you are living your life purpose and making your special contribution 24/7.
Right.
Whatever you are doing, even if you are doing the laundry, you are giving your special gift.
Yeah.
And recognizing that, looking at the lens that I look on my life as, oh, this is my gift. It
Right.
changes everything.
You have a story of how you discovered that energy healing actually works.
I've been a massage therapist for over 30 years and studied a lot of different energy therapies. And my experience for most of the time was this doesn't really work. And yet I was into it. I was always learning them. But there's this question because part of me really wants proof.
Well, you have a science background.
I do. I have a chemistry degree. I didn't believe that it worked. And then the pandemic happened, and one of my friends landed on the vacuum cleaner with her hand. It was black and blue, and she couldn't open it. She lives 5 minutes from where I live, but she couldn't come to me, and I couldn't go to her. So I did Biofield Tuning with her by telephone. While I was working with her, the bruise went away, and she could open her hand.
Wow.
This was physical evidence for me.
Right.
That what I was doing with energy healing remotely actually changes something.
And I've learned that quantum physics is what explains why why energy can work from afar, why prayer works, right? Why everything that we do energetically with respect to others carries to them, even if we're not next to them. Do you have anything to add about that?
I look at it that everything is energy, and everyone is connected to everyone else.
Right.
Have you ever thought about somebody and then they call you on the phone?
I manifest all the time. Absolutely.
There's an energetic cord, I think,
Yes.
that connects me to whoever it is I'm thinking about. When I think about them, I activate that cord and they can feel it on their side.
I never thought of it that way. That's awesome.
And so they think about me. And I was like, oh, I wonder how Sandra's doing. And then they call.
Right.
This happens all the time with my clients. I have an established connection with them. And then I just start thinking about them. It's like, maybe I need to contact them. And so I send them an email or a text or I call, and they've been thinking about calling me, or there's something that's blown up in their life and they need support. And I believe that when they have something going on that disturbs their life and they need support, I can feel it on my end of our energy cord. And I think about them and contact them. Sometimes before they think to call me, oh, wow, that would be really helpful right now. Right. That's energy. I think there's no time and space. One of my clients lives in Switzerland. I'm working Zoom remotely and affecting something on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
One of the things I also do is working with the human collective, all of humanity. That can be really powerful.
Well, we're each one part of the whole. So everything that we do ripples out, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah.
So you have a workshop coming up. Can you tell us what that's about and why people must be there and what they can expect to get from it?
We've been talking about this whole issue of being seen and heard, which is one of my big hot buttons, one of the things I care about.
Yeah.
And we've also just been talking about this human collective. My workshop is being seen and heard, heal the trauma with Biofield Tuning. Here's how I talk about that. We're well into this whole COVID era. I still, when I am out there in the world, or when I'm sending an email or posting something on social media, I think, how will people think of what it is I'm going to say? And I still censor myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what this person's political leanings are. I don't know what this person believes about the pointy med. I don't know. Because of concern about that, I withhold. The fear that has been used to cause people to change their behavior in our society landed on me and my history of this issue of not feeling like I'm seen and heard, which has me react more to it than if I hadn't had that history.
Right. Of course.
The truth is, all of humanity pretty much has this struggle with the issues of being seen and heard. I have found it to be pretty universal. We look at ourselves as having responded to the situations going on in the world with this history of challenges with being seen and heard, and it leads everyone to have this struggle, whatever that might look like for the individual. I am doing a human collective session, working all of humanity and our issues with blocks, challenges with not believing like we can communicate and share ourselves, be ourselves in the world. Say what we want to say, do what we want to do, go where we want to go. This Biofield Tuning session is going to work with the human collective and helping us dissipate all of that trauma and pain, loss, fear that has accumulated over the course of this extended time that has shaped everyone in our lives, so that we have more freedom to be ourselves.
Yeah, collective efforts are so important. Everything begins with the seed of ourselves, right? But what I'm hearing you say is that during your workshop, you're going to bring the consciousness of the planet together so that those that attend the workshop who will be focused on the wellness of our planet can contribute to it. It's so important. I've been part of collective healing sessions, and it's something that is so important for our planet to be doing that collective healing work on an ongoing basis so that we can create the connectivity that you're speaking of. The connectivity is there, but it can be strengthened by our consciousness, by our mindfulness. That's what I'm gathering.
Over the past 3 years, I started doing these human collective sessions. It's been just me and a couple of friends. How I leave the session is this feels like it was evolutionary, taking us to the next level and also releasing the trauma. Things have been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Helping to release the craziness.
Yeah.
I look at it that everything that has ever happened to you is stored in your energy field,
Right.
and in your body, in your emotional and mental being.
Right.
Everything that has ever happened, down to the color of the carpet that you walked across one day, all of that is energetically there. And thinking about all of everything we've seen and heard in this time that has led us to suppress. This being seen and heard workshop is going to help you clear some of that out and have some freedom to be yourself.
Sounds beautiful. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the growth that can come from it and the expansion and the world healing that can come from it. What you're doing is really needed. As you say, it's still a crazy time. And what I also gathered from what you've said is that people, if they don't feel seen and heard, they also don't feel respected. And there are entire categories of people that don't feel respected. And that has to stop because we're all humans after all, right? We all come from the same place and we all end up in the same place. What you would be bringing, this sense of respect for our fellow humans, is really important and valuable. And it sounds like something that people would want to, should want to do, would want to do with you on an ongoing basis. You do tuning sessions every week, right?
I have a tune-in session, a 10-minute session
Right,
once a month,
right.
the third Thursday of the month.
And that's a free gift that you
Mhm.
give. We'll put all of your information in the post so people can contact you and take advantage of that. So, is there anything else that you would like our listeners to know, Sandra? Any other magic that you want to share with us?
I like letting people know that you are always giving your gift. You're always making a difference. We talked about this back in the beginning. It's a highlight because there are so many people out there that don't feel like they make a difference, that don't feel like they can be heard.
But everyone's been given a gift, lots of gifts.
Yes. And you are doing it 24/7.
So, what does that mean? What does that mean for the individual when they take that message? What mindfulness are they being called to implement? What do they do with that message?
It helps them be conscious of it. And the easiest way to illustrate this is with an example. One of my clients came to me for Biofield Tuning and Human Design. And when we started her human design reading, I said, "What is it you want out of this session?" And she said, "My whole life, everybody has asked me to do things for them. They ask me for help. They ask me for advice, and I hate it. I just want people to care about me." I looked at her human design chart, and the strongest energy in her chart is the energy of nurturing and taking care of people. So I said, by asking you to help them, they are showing that they do see you.
Right.
They see what your gift is, and they're asking you for what you only are able to offer.
That's beautiful.
It took her biggest complaint and turned it into a gift.
Right.
I help people recognize that because there's all kinds of situations about my life that I might not like. If I can turn it around and say, "Oh, this is me serving, making my own unique contribution," it changes your entire life. When I saw her the next week, I said, "How did it go?" And all week, people had asked her to do things, but she saw them as opportunities rather than, "I hate this." That's what's possible.
Perspective,
Mhm.
change perspective for greater, for better living is what I'm hearing. Well, Sandra, thank you. Your workshop is, do you want to give more details? Your workshop is $33. That's a $33 investment in oneself and the planet.
It's May 10th, which is a Wednesday, 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. It will be recorded. You will get the recording of the Biofield Tuning session to listen to again. Each time you listen, you get the healing again.
Nice.
So they're pretty powerful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure this has been very enlightening. It's certainly been enlightening for me. So I'm sure it's been enlightening for our listeners. And I urge you all to show up for yourselves and attend Sandra's workshop. It's part of a series of workshops that we're doing. We're authors of the Energy Medicine Solution, and we urge you to look up the other workshops that are available to you. Thanks so
There-
much, Sandra.
Yes, some of the workshops have already happened,
Yes.
but you can purchase the recordings. They are all wonderful. I look forward to all of them myself.
And
Thank you,
they're
everybody.
great value. Thank you, Sandra. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you, Erika.